Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me for this video. I do want to start off by saying that these are my opinions only, and this is being done for news reporting and research for commentary. Everything is alleged. While you're here, please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and definitely subscribe. So guys, let's get into this recap of the season premiere. And I'm a little confused because my DirecTV guide had this listed as season 5, episode 1. And then in other places, it's season 4, episode 16. But anyway, it started off basically where they left off on the season finale, Martell bringing the kids to see Mel at the amphitheater. Now, I was just happy that they showed what happened for real after they gave each other, the high fives. They didn't do the flashback of when the Holts were still married and during their happy times and all of that. No, they showed that it was still very much awkward. Very awkward. Martell did have a longing in his eyes, though. That was very weird. So they did show him staring into Mel's eyes to the point where it seems like she got uncomfortable and looked away. But they were definitely cordial with each other. Martell even went on stage, standing on the sideline, watched the rest of the show, and then they left. And then we get to the marriage retreat with Dr. Francis. Kimmy and Maurice was the first to arrive, and then Tiffany and Louis. Marceau and Tisha was late, and I was thinking they were late on purpose because we know Marceau does not want to hear anything of what he could do differently, and he damn sure doesn't want Tisha to get a clue. So Kimmy called to see why Marceau and Tisha was late. They said that it was traffic, and Kimmy got a little chuckle on that because everyone came from the same town and they didn't experience that. So again, it seems like they were running late on purpose. Dr. Francis then tells the group he is not there to fix them, and that's what mechanics are for. And I really like that. He was just basically letting them know, look, I'm here to give you guys advice, but I'm not trying to change you, and I'm definitely not trying to fix you. I really like Dr. Francis. He's a male Iyanla Vanzant, if you ask me. He's going to lay it all out, whether you want to hear it or not. And then what is up with Tiffany? While they all were sitting there, she gets up and excuses herself, saying she had work to do. And that was very disrespectful, if you ask me. And it seemed to have pissed Dr. Francis off as well. He pointed out that it seems like Tiffany's work is more important than her marriage, and that one must take precedent over the other. And this is what I don't understand with Tiffany. She proposed to Big Lou. She proposed to him in that baseball stadium, and they basically got married right on the spot. And it just seems to me that she's just not into him. It doesn't seem like, she gets that sparkle in her eye, anything. I don't see it. It looks like the thrill is gone. And then we get to the point where Tisha and Marceau arrived, and things seem to have changed in their demeanor from the time they were on the phone to the time that they arrived. I could tell that they both were visibly shaken. So they then revealed to Dr. Francis that they had received a phone call and one of Tisha's close friends had passed away. And that's very, very sad news indeed. And I'm sure it was very devastating. And, it was just really good to see that Marceau was able to, be a husband and comfort Tisha in that moment. And then we get to see the mama boy himself, Martell and Marlene in the car. She's riding with him. while he go picks up the kids from their last day of school. And is it me, or does Mama Holt always look like she's gone off that Inez wine? I don't know if it's Inez, Colt 45, Thunderbird, White Port, something. The lady just always looks lit. I don't know if Martell is keeping a stash of that Inez wine or is using her basement as a warehouse. But yeah, she's always a little tipsy. And just for me, looking at that conversation with Martell and his mom, it really let me know that no matter what, Martell will always have ulterior motives when it comes to Mel and those kids. So he's telling his mama of how on his week, he took the kids to see Mel at the amphitheater. You know, he had to throw in that it was his week. And Mama Hope, being the enabler that she is, naturally she gave him his props. Oh, that's good, baby. That was nice of you, baby. So she goes on to say that there's some bad blood between her and Mel, and how she doesn't like Mel talking about her baby, saying Mel lies on the internet and always talking about Martell. And she also said that Mel lied, saying that she was talking about Miss Vanessa. And maybe again Marlene was drunk, because the show definitely did a flashback showing that she definitely talked negatively about Mel's mom. They made sure to show that. So I see why Martell is the way that he is. Marlene is that reason. She never corrects Martell big ass. And how dare she say anything about Miss Vanessa? The way that man stepped out, created a whole side baby while he was married, carrying on with a thought that he groomed to attack his wife. But Mama Hope, all she's gonna say is, you a good man, baby. You's a good father, baby. She always has an excuse for his piss poor behavior. And then, how is she still trying to lie and say Martell was working so much? So much so that Mel was about to run him into the ground? Miss Marlene, he was working his penis. That's what he was working. Because if he was really all that of a businessman, wouldn't he right now today have his business license? And he wouldn't be grasping at straws trying to make ends meet? So we see who was the real worker in that marriage. But again, she's gonna pump Martell up. And then she basically called Mel bitter. She claimed that Mel constantly mistreats people. And where do we hear that from all the time? Martell. Martell said she can't keep a friend. God told her friends to go. He get it from his mama. And I'm sorry, I'm concerned, because we know that Martell drops those kids off at his mom's house a lot. Allegedly, he may be living with her. But I'm concerned that she's one of the chosen babysitters, because that's not good if she always seems to be under the influence of alcohol, allegedly, and she doesn't care for those kids' mother. But back to this retreat. I'm really over the marriage retreat, but for the sake of this video, I definitely watched, and I will give you guys the breakdown. I'll just say that Dr. Francis dissected the hell out of Lewis and Tiffany's marriage, and rightfully so. Basically, he called Lewis a wuss and Tiffany a know-it-all. You know, they tried to pull that same perfect shit like they did when they were trying to tell Marceau and Tisha about their marriage. And Lewis, with him being in denial, had the nerve to get mad. Like, dude, she really don't want you. And you sitting here getting mad? And how is Tiffany really saying that she wants a baby by Lewis, but she didn't even want to have sex with him? Because that was his big complaint all last season, that he wanted to have sex, but she didn't want to give it to him. Same complaint that Maurice had with Kimmy. But that doesn't make sense to me. The math ain't mathing. Because how do you want a baby so much, but you're not giving your man any? So I'm not sure if that's a storyline or what, but Dr. Francis made it clear that Tiffany just wants a baby because she has attachment issues. She did mention that her adoptive parents were drug addicts, and that was sad to me, because it's like, why adopt kids if you plan on using drugs? I'm sure the original birth parents probably suffered some of the same things, and that's why they gave the kids up for adoption. So that was sad to me. But Dr. Francis pointed out that she suffered a lot of losses, people leaving her, and he thinks that that's why she wants to have a baby, so she has something or someone that's not going to leave her. And Big Lou basically said the same thing. He said that Tiffany is passionate about having a baby because she's a foster child. So, again, I'm not sure if it's a storyline or not, or if she really does want a baby, but it's just not adding up from what I've seen on the show. They then had a group exercise that was pretty neat. It was called the rope walk, where they tie, the inside legs together, and then you have your outer legs to do as you please. And surprisingly, it seemed like it was really, really fun. It was kind of dynamic. So it showed that Tiffany and Louis didn't really work well together, and that seems to be what's going on in their marriage. And it also showed Kimmy and Maurice. They did okay, but she later told him that he kind of restricted her from doing her own walking. And basically, it's like he's restricted her from doing her own things. We've seen him say she wanted a restaurant, and she said she wanted some type of center for kids. He tried to convince her to resign, and she still wanted to work at the time. So that's very restrictive or controlling. So that showed that in their exercise as well. And then Marceau and Tisha, they did pretty well. They worked well together. There wasn't much, struggle or anything like that. And it seems like that's the case in their marriage. No matter what the rumors may be, Tisha's standing by her man. Marceau is running his household like he wants to. So yeah, they work pretty good together. And then we get to Mel and Stormy. Mel went over to Stormy's house, and they went to Stormy's Zen or peace room. And when I tell you that room was beautiful, it looked so relaxing. I'm a plant mom, if you want to call it that. So I have a lot of plants as well. And that room was really, really nice. Stormy definitely has a very, very nice home. But anyway, Mel gave Stormy a recap of Martell bringing the kids up to the show. She said that it was cool, but she said that she just does not know what Martell she's gonna get. Sometimes he's cool, and other times he's not. And we've all seen that happen with Martell. She also mentioned that she hasn't really had a relationship with Martell's mama since about 2021. And she feels like their relationship, unfortunately, was a casualty of war. And judging how Miss Marlene was talking to Martell about Mel, Mel definitely made the right decision. Mel has a right to cut off his mama and anyone else that condones his behavior. Those kids will have to have a relationship with their grandmother by way of Martell. And with Martell being a mama's boy, we know that those kids will be there often. So I'm glad that Mel made that choice. Sometimes, unfortunately, everybody can't continue on your journey when you're starting over. So that definitely includes drunk mama-in-laws, cousins, it don't matter, whoever. And with what she experienced with Martell, anybody connected to him can go. So yeah, that was the episode basically in a nutshell. It was blah to me. Tiffany and Big Lou is in denial. So it looks like we'll see more of that as that play out. And I'm really praying for Kimmy, because Maurice, in my opinion, has shown that he's sort of a male chauvinist. And I just hope and pray that she's okay and that he's really going to be there for her with what we see as far as these personal issues that she's dealing with. Number one, he's younger, but he knew that when he married her. And I just hope that he's going to be supportive of her and not show that controlling part. And definitely not bug the lady for sex every day, all day, considering these personal issues that she's going through. But yeah, I wasn't too thrilled, like I mentioned, with this episode. Hopefully things will ramp up in the future. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the episode. If you didn't watch it, I hope this recap gave you an idea of what went on. So drop down in the comments. Let's chit chat. Also, please make sure to like the video, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.